Yo, big shout out to all the vegan and her family for being patient while I went through a back procedure and then I caught COVID and I disappeared for a good amount of days. But that happened at the end of the year, beginning of this year, so I wasn't able to share with you my top 10 of 2020, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and start doing. So go ahead and roll a fat one, pour a drink, and get ready to have some fun. Coming in at number 10, it has to be the birthday Sunday video that I made for Monty's. When they posted it about 4 times in 2020, it got more views than Food Insider, more views than Food Beast, more views than every big publication with a team that has produced a video for them. And that video I edited myself really quick in like 10 quick minutes of filming and editing. It was just an idea that popped in my head. And I was like, let's do this. At number 9 for my top 10 moments in 2020 has to be the shoot what I did with the homie from Shot by Blanco. He came out to LA with a vision of put together people from different walks of life so they could go in this room and be photographed, but at the same time they could create content around the people around them. And that's the first time in a couple of years that I've actually got to shoot people, which is very different from outdoor stuff, which I love, and food photography. Number 8. This is one of my go-to snacks, my best munchies meal, and something that actually picked up a lot of traction in 2020, and it's my hash brown toast. It's really just a hash brown, and you layer it with whatever you would layer a bread toast. God damn it, it's danky. I have to go ahead and squeeze in a special moment of 2020 that's not part of the top 10 2020. It's actually one of the saddest moments in 2020. Was the death of Kobe. I was filming internationally and I just sat in the middle of this capital and just bawled for 2-3 hours straight. I ended up cutting my trip short. I had to come back to LA to feel the vibes of Los Angelinos, man. There's nothing like being from LA, and we were spoiled, and we had the honor to have Kobe in our home city and represent us. And the special one that I'm including is this picture that I happened to take at LA Live of these 2 people that I don't even know who they are, but the jersey said, "Thank you, Brian." And man, that hit me in the heart. And whew. At number 7, the most munchies pizza you could think of. It was my chorizo pizza. I did that as a what's in my fridge for Mercy for Animals. I carried it on back to a vegan and her so I could go ahead and show you how to make that pizza. And it's a chorizo and egg vegan pizza. Before the whole pandemic took over our lives, I was fortunate enough to get some travel in early 2020, and I was able to film in 2 cities in the US, and one of them we've talked about, which was Miami. That was great because I discovered the very first fruit sandwich that I've ever had, and it was ridiculously danky. I also had Planta, which was ridiculously great too. I actually want to go and sit at the restaurant and keep on eating. Another feature in 2020 that's part of this moment was my travel to New York. And yes, I have a New York series coming pretty soon. Shout out to Vechicano, shout out to Captain Dave, Kilo Angelino, and the Sick Mate crew. At number 5 of my top 10 of 2020, we have the very cool feature from Veg News being ranked amongst the top 35 Latinx influencers on Instagram. What an honor. Shout out Veg News. At number 4, we have the 2 series I went ahead and released on YouTube. The most recent one is the Latinx owned businesses with vegan options. Shout out to El Cocinero. And shout out to Los Tejuinos for the best Mexican vegan ice cream around. And I am so excited to bring you all the other features that we'll have in this series. The other series we released this year was the Black-owned businesses with vegan options in South Central. And the very cool thing about that series is Earls on Crenshaw has been rocking South Central with vegan options for a very long time with their hot dog stand. But right after I did the coverage of Earls on Crenshaw, I was so excited to see a lot of vegan influencers go out there and eat, and a lot more veganism being talked within Earls and Crenshaw. And that eventually grew to their meatless Mondays that they have now. So that was very cool. At number 3, we have the best munchies I've ever had while growing up, and it's that hot dog wrapped around a taco with some mayonnaise. Very simple, very yummy. Grew up with it, and it's actually something a lot of Latinos grew up with. And shout out to Mitu for reposting it and sharing it and all the love we got from their people. At number 2, we have my number 1 vegan hater's recipe of her macaroni Ecuadorian salad. There's a special trick to make sure it actually works the way it's supposed to work, and I'll share that recipe with you soon, but make sure you watch the video because those ASMR sounds, they'll do something special to you. So not on the top 10 of 2020, but on the top 10 of my life. This is a special feature before we get to number 1. Has to be the Dodgers winning the World Series. Man. At number 1, the moment you've been waiting for, has to be the tamal video from Vegan Munchies. Full circle. From being the first person at her pop-up in MacArthur Park to now the video of her tamal being my highest viewed video ever. It's about 235,000 views on Instagram, another 40,000 views on TikTok, and that video exploded and truly humbled at all the love I got for it, all the new followers. But more importantly, I am so excited that it shunned the light on Vegan Munchies, who's one of the greatest chefs and has the greatest story to tell. I hope you love my top 10 of 2020, but 2021 has a lot more in store for you. And as you can see, I went from the beach to the mountains. We're gonna take you to the deserts. It's all a quick skip and hop from Los Angeles. So stay tuned for all the munchies, the hikes, the travels, everything that's coming to you in 2021 from a vegan and her. And you already know, make sure you bring the munchies.